I think it was about a year ago. You were on the podcast, and you had said Max Kellerman was getting closer to coming out of sports media, his sports
Yes.
media hiatus, and Max has now since reemerged after getting laid off by ESPN a couple years ago. So he's calling boxing matches. He's hosting Inside the Ring. Now he's also launching a new show with Rich Paul for The Ringer. Did you know about these projects, or did you just know that Max was kind of eager to get back in the mix?
So Max and I forged a great friendship. I think I mentioned to you the first time I was on the pod.
Yeah.
Not because we were at ESPN together, but because our daughters became great friends in nursery school or first grade. They one day my daughter comes home and says, "Daddy, I love this girl. I just, she's unbelievably cool. She's so nice." And she has her over to the house, and then I still don't know who it is. And then we go over to Max's house. Well, I go to pick her up. And I realize it's Max. I get into his house. He's actually watching a boxing match, and Ren goes, "Daddy, this is Max, my friend's daddy." And I was like, "Oh wow, I know you." And that was how we met. And then at ESPN, then I was still at ESPN at the time.
Okay.
And he had me on First Take a couple times. I think he had me on his radio show, and then that. But the impetus to our relationship, which became a wonderful friendship, was actually our daughters meeting each other at school.
Yeah.
So,
cool.
Yeah. So fast forward to he's laid off. Everything goes down with First Take. He always was like, I'm gonna find another project, but it has to be right. And then I think when we spoke about it, he was in like very early talks for both these, but it took a long, as you know, like this business, it takes a long time.
Right. Bill Simmons had mentioned that he was talking to Max for about a year before everything came to fruition. Did you ever try to recruit him to do a podcast with you? Like if you could get Draymond Green to talk football, like I'm sure you could have convinced Max to do something.
I should. I didn't really think about it. It's probably an error on my behalf because I really think like he is as talented as anyone in the business. He really knows boxing. He loves sports. He's a great hang. We had dinner in like May or June in my neighborhood. We were because he's moved to LA.
Yeah.
But right before he was moving, we had dinner at a great Italian joint, and we had this whole conversation, and he gave me a really good look into where he was at, what he was thinking. I knew that this was a possibility, but I wasn't sure. But I knew he was on the precipice of some really cool things. And then obviously, I think it was the Canelo Crawford fight.
Crawford, yeah.
That was the first big foray back into boxing. And then I knew the everything else was materializing too, potentially with the Ringer. So really excited for him, and definitely I know he's going to crush it. But I should get him on the show. Yeah, that's a must.